Okay, back in action. We'll just wait another moment to let the others join. Sorry about that, you guys. Technical issues. Okay. All right. So as far as props goes, have your ball noodle. If you do have a single ball, that's always beneficial in case you want to explore just using a single ball. Have a strap also, and 2 blocks and 1 or 2 blankets, and we'll get started. So thank you for joining. Happy New Year. Here's to a fresh start, right? 2021. Lift up tall, lengthen through your spine, relax your hands on your sides, turn the palms up, rolling the shoulders back slightly so they come over your hips. And then close the eyes if that feels right. Just begin to give in now to the downward movement of gravity. Bringing awareness to where your sitting bones meet the floor. Begin to find your inner lift. Once again, growing taller through your spine. Now reaching up through the crown of your head, elongating the neck. Feeling both supported and lifted at the same time. And just begin to take several rounds of slow, conscious breath. Now making your transition from the rest of your day. Just letting go of all the activities, thoughts, concerns, or even future to-dos, so that you may fully arrive now here into this space of body, mind, perhaps a little bit lighter, a little more free from having to hold on to anything. I'm just really dedicating this time to you, to exploring the self-compassion in a growing sense of awareness, and even just resting, all part of the practice. If there are any parts in the body, the mind, that feel heavy or tight, just begin to direct your breath into all those areas. Moving the breath in, around, and through. Relaxing the muscles the best you can. Letting go of whatever is within your immediate reach to let go. And keeping the eyes closed and attention to sensations of the body and your attention to the breath, we're going to begin our 3-part breathing. Whenever you're ready, breathe fully into the lower belly, the ribs, the upper chest, and the shoulders. And then breathe out fully in reverse, back through the shoulders, the chest, the ribs, and belly. So creating that organic wave of breath, that life force energy, moving in through the body and moving back out. And if it helps, you're welcome to bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest. Using the hands as guides, feeling that bottom hand press away as the belly presses into it to expand with an inhale. And the top hand slightly lifts and then releases with an exhale. Consciously controlling the movement of breath helping to regulate pressure in these main parts of the body, the upper body, that will carry into the other parts, the arms, the legs, facilitating the movement of oxygen-rich blood into the various systems. At the same time, truly working to upregulate our relaxation response. This breath is such a powerful tool to let the mind relax and begin to sit back into the moment, into awareness of what's going on in the body. Deeply inhaling into the lower belly, the ribs, chest, and shoulders, then exhaling it out in reverse. Keep the rhythm moving, letting your awareness, your attention, just ride that wave of breath. And together, we'll take a couple of more cleansing breaths together where you'll inhale through the nose, pause at the top, and then open the mouth and exhale out through the mouth. So wherever you are, exhale all the air out of your body, empty it out. And then deeply inhale in through your nose, fill up with air and hold it at the top. And exhale it out through your mouth, empty it out. Even create a vibrational sound of ah or ha, releasing. 2 more of those. Full body inhales in through your nose, pause at the top, and then open your mouth and just let it go. Any stresses of your day or week, holidays, let them go. One more time, deep inhale. Pause and open your mouth to release it. Good. With an inhale, bring the palms together towards the heart. Reestablish your inner lift. Open the eyes, softly gazing downward. Soften the shoulders as you exhale. Adding a little bit of movement in through the arms and shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the arms above your head. Lengthening through the sides of your waist and chest. With an exhale, lower the arms out front. And keeping the palms together, just to shoulder height here. With a deep inhale into the belly, the ribs, the chest, and shoulders. Straighten the arms above head. And then exhale, lower them down. Same position, in line with the shoulders. And feel the shoulder blades kind of relax down your back. Just one more. Inhale drives the movement into the belly, the ribs, chest, and shoulders. Reach up. Then exhale, lower the arms, shoulder height. Good. Inhale, interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, softly bend the elbows. Release the outer shoulder blades down the back. Continue to lift up through the sides of your chest, through the center of the sternum, and breathe here. Good. Breathing into the belly, rib cage, upper chest and shoulders. Breathing it out in reverse. One more inhale, this time straighten the arms as if you're pressing the palms of your hands into the ceiling. And release the hands all the way out to the side. Exhale. Good. Moving into some stress management techniques. This is actually just one of my favorite exercises for a shoulder release. Sometimes we feel as if we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. It's a very common area to retain and trap stress. So with an inhale, shrug the shoulders up to your ears. And with a sigh through your mouth, drop them down. Let it go. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Shrug the shoulders up. Exhale. Drop them down. Let it all go. 2 more. Last one. Good. Stake out the arms and shoulders a little bit. And then right away, move into some gentle shoulder rolls, bringing them back, forward and down. Keep breathing. Maybe your breath synchronizes with the movement, maybe not. Just as long as you continue your deep 3-part breathing, and perhaps maybe close the eyes, feeling the movement and sensation from the inside out. And then go in the opposite direction. Good. With your last exhale, release the arms down. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Take an inhale again to reestablish your inner lift and grow a little bit taller. This time as you exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. As the head hangs heavy, continue to breathe and keep the collarbones nice and wide, lifting up through the center of chest. And if you have any sensations, no matter where it is, maybe it's the back of the neck or upper back, lower back, send your breath there. Just allow the touch of breath to come and linger into all those areas that you feel holding on to resistance. Good. And with your next deep inhale, allow the head to float back up to neutral and exhale to relax. Inhale deeply into the belly, the ribs, upper chest and shoulders. And with an exhale, lower the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Slightly tuck the chin in. Optional to extend your right arm out to the side. Energize out through the arm, through the hand, reaching out. Perhaps you feel a deeper stretch or new sensation as you do so. If it doesn't feel right, you can always lower the arm back down. And the second option is to slightly move that arm, if it's lifted, forward and then back behind you. Just exploring. Continue to breathe. One more round of breath. Good. Release the hand to your leg. With an inhale, float your head back to center. And exhale to relax. Deeply inhale into the lower belly. Expand the ribs, lift the chest and shoulders. And as you exhale, opposite side, lower the right ear down. Just notice what you notice. Keep breathing. Remember, letting your awareness to really ride that wave of breath. Even if you are consciously directing the breath into certain parts of the body, notice what that feels like. If it feels okay on this side, extend the left arm out and energize out through the arm, reach through the fingertips. Perhaps moving the arm forward slightly and then backward slightly. Just continue to breathe. And of course, my rule of thumb is just to do what feels right, back off of what doesn't. Just using the breath as your guide for movement and exploration. If your breath becomes unbalanced or held, you can just back off. One more round here. And release the arms down with an exhale. As you inhale, float the head back to neutral. And exhale, relax. Just check in, notice what you notice. Remember, without any judgments or attachments to the sensations in the body, or even the thoughts that are still lingering, popping in and out. Simply allow yourself to bear witness to everything going on or shifting moment to moment. And then bring your attention back to your breath. A breath can be a really powerful anchor to help keep you focused, centered. Okay, and now very slowly, we're going to set up the ball noodle. We're going to set it up so that it's right underneath the center of your shoulder blades. And we're going right for the ticket. If you need to pad the hips with a blanket, you can. I would suggest to not pad your head because you want the back of your neck to stay neutral as we work the upper body and the shoulders. So take your time. However, if there is any strain on your neck or your throat and it just does not feel comfortable, you can put a thin layer of blanket under your head. Just be mindful of that. Separate the feet slightly wider than your hips and relax the arms off to the side with the palms turned up in our gesture of receptivity, of acceptance, but also to create an external rotation physically through the arms and shoulders, which allows the widening of your collarbones and the softening across the chest. This is a wonderful counter position to be in for many of those daily postural forms and postural habits that we take at a computer or on mobile devices or even just sitting in our cars. This is a counter kind of balance, allowing the heart to open and the shoulders to gently begin to roll back. When we formulate a sort of hunched position where the shoulders roll in and the thoracic spine starts to round forward, that tightens the pectoral muscles here across the chest. So those are in chronic kind of flexion, right? So now we're opening them up. Take a few breaths and direct your breath into those spaces of the pectoralis muscles. Inhale into the belly, the ribs, the upper chest, both the left and right sides of the chest. Then exhale it out in reverse. And then again, full body inhale, breathing first into the belly. Feel the ribs expand, then bring it all the way up across the upper chest. Then exhale it out in reverse. So the breath becoming this inner tool for expansion, right? Sending it into all these spaces of tissue that might be tight across the front of your chest and shoulders. At the same time, as you know, the direct pressure from the ball noodle across the upper back is also working to release congested tissue, that fascia tissue across the shoulder blades that may be contributing to tension patterns in the shoulders and upper back that just don't feel good, that don't feel right. So a couple more rounds of breath here, utilizing that depth of breath to open up all spaces across your chest, shoulders, and even into the neck. Just remembering you can back off if you cannot maintain the fluid, balanced breath. You can pad the balls with a thin layer of blanket at any time, just to soften the compression. Good. With your next inhale, we're going to work the arms into this posture. Reach the arms, inhale, reach them up towards the ceiling with the palms turned inward. And as you exhale, take a soft bend at the elbows and begin to open the arms out wide to the side, but not lowering them all the way down. Just feel the elbows kind of draw down towards the floor. And then with an inhale, nice and slow, extend the arms back up towards the ceiling. Then exhale again, bend at the elbows, separate the arms out wide, lowering the elbows towards the floor as if the elbows have a weight on them. And then exhale, arms wide. Nice. You guys inhale into the belly, the ribs, the chest, and shoulders. Reach the arms up. And exhale the arms out wide. This time, lower the arms all the way to the floor, but in a cactus-like position. So bending the elbows at 90 degrees with the fingertips pointing upwards, and relax. Keep breathing. At any time you feel you need to release some hot air or stale energy, congestion from your body, open your mouth and let it go with a ha or a hmm. An extra nice cleansing breath. Good. Now keeping your arms on the floor, with an inhale, slide the arms straight behind you, energizing back through the hands and fingertips, adding a bit of a stretch and contraction across the upper back. Keep reaching and keep breathing. Good. And slowly begin to straighten your legs. Now lengthening both legs forward, perhaps pointing the feet away from you. So opposite arm, opposite leg stretch. Deep inhale into the entire body. Then exhale, relax. Soften the arms and legs, maybe shake out the legs. Good. And then replant your feet, hips width apart. So allowing the legs and feet to support the symmetry of your hips and spine. With your next inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky with the palms facing each other. And then as you exhale, grab for opposite shoulders. You're giving yourself a hug, lowering the arms down towards the chest. And breathe here. Deeply into your belly first, then the ribs, then the upper back and shoulders, and breathing it out in reverse. Even feel the weight of your lower back and hips towards the floor as you exhale. Good. Optional to stay here, offering yourself some stillness with the arms in this position, giving yourself a hug, or adding a little bit of movement, simply rocking the body or the torso over to the right and over to the left. So again, the feet on the floor helping you move, supporting the torso and spine as you rock. So self-massaging and exploring tension between the left and right side of your upper back. Keep breathing. And then only if it feels good, remember your breath is your true teacher. Pay attention to those deep inhales and deep exhales. And paying attention just as equally to the felt sensations of this moment, of this experience, whether you're moving or not. Good. One more breath wherever you are. Good. Then release, nice and slow. As you exhale, release. Arms down, back to the floor by your side, turning the palms up. Inhale deeply, belly, ribs, upper back and shoulders. And then exhale it out in reverse. And keep breathing now and simply rock your knees left to right and move your body down, allowing the noodle to roll up towards the tops of your shoulder blades. Okay, take your time. And it's a very kind of small transition, an inch and a half. So you'll feel them. You can use your hands to position them a little bit better right across the tops of the shoulder blades. So also at the top of the thoracic spine. And then whenever you're ready, find some stillness. A sensation definitely shifts around whenever we move the pressure, right? The compression of the balls. And you can even do this with 2 tennis balls. You just place one on either side, on each side of your spine. And sometimes intensity can be a little bit more with just 1 or 2 balls. It depends. Everyone's body is so different, and the feedback you get also changes day to day. Right? A sensation in our body is always shifting. Cells are always dying and being recreated, just like our thoughts are always changing moment to moment. But the one thing that we have, that we harness in this practice, is our awareness, our ever-present conscious being that is always aware, always there, creating this space of acceptance and neutrality where we can witness everything going on, right? Without judging. If you're ready for movement, if it feels right in this position, interlace the hands behind the base of your skull, lifting the head, tuck your chin towards your chest. And bring the elbows forward, so the elbows point towards your knees. Remember, if this doesn't feel right, lower back down and just simply back off. You can still explore some movement with the head down. If your head is lifted, elbows pointing towards your knees, keep breathing into the belly, into the ribs, upper back and chest, and breathing out in reverse. And as you breathe out in reverse, tilt your torso over to the left. With a deep inhale, come back to center. Exhale, tilt over to the right. And then exhale back to center. So moving nice and slow at first with your breath so that you feel the depth of the pressure of the compression. Obviously, if it's too intense where the breath isn't fluid, then you just back off. You can do the motions on the floor with your head on the floor. So exploring movement and sensation, because you do want to receive this valuable input, right? The biofeedback your body provides the mind. It's really important for any kind of mindful practice, preventative care practice, so that you really digest your own unique patterns of tension, and you just learn where in your body you might be feeling the most tension, and it actually might not necessarily be here at the tops of the shoulders. You might be feeling sensation somewhere else. Hence the body telling you that there is a pattern moving into other parts that is obviously linked to the shoulders and upper back. As you know, the fascia is all connected. Keep breathing. And if you are rocking side to side, you can stay here for a few more rounds of breath, or the next option is to come back to neutral with the head still lifted. And press down through the feet, lift the hips up. Now applying a little bit more pressure to the spaces of your upper back, the upper trapezius muscle here. You have the option to roll up and down, nice and slow. Integrating just directional movement for the self-massage. Sometimes the body just moves where it wants to go. It might be rocking left to right, rolling up and down. Wherever you are, stay with your breath. And then, of course, when you've had enough, you've had enough. Listen to your edge, which is that place between exploration and surrender, where you can still maintain a deep breath. If the arms get tired, with the head lifted, obviously, lower the head back down. So wherever you are, let's take 3 more rounds of deep, deep diaphragmatic breath. Into the belly, expanding into the ribs, upper back and chest. Then releasing that exhale out in reverse. Couple more. And if you did lower back down or you are down, just relax your arms. One more full body inhale, bringing it all the way up in towards the shoulders, throat, neck. Then exhale it all out, release. Good. Take your time to slowly remove your balls. Try not to lift your head when you do it. So you want to keep the neck relaxed. Get the balls out from under you, put them off to the side. Straighten your legs and just take a moment of pure stillness and rest. Tuck the chin down towards your chest to keep the back of your neck long, and breathe. And just notice sensation of this moment wherever it is, energy moving into the arms or hands, perhaps down into the legs and feet. Whenever working with myofascial release practices, you're restoring energy, not just to the localized area of where you release, but to every part of the body. So any tissue that might have been congested across your upper back or shoulders that has now been released from the ball work we just did is allowing optimal blood, water, and nutrients flow into other various parts. Taking a couple more rounds of breath here, letting yourself just be here in the presence of all that your body and mind has to offer you right now. Good. And then very slowly, when you're ready, plant the feet hips width apart. And then hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle hug, squeeze them in. Deeply inhale. Good. And as you exhale, squeeze the inner thighs together and roll over to the left side of your body. It could be either side. We're going to move into a spinal twist, but initiating the twist from a fetal position. So the bottom arm can be used as a pillow for your head, just as long as the knees stack on top of each other and the hips stack on top of each other. And flex your feet. If you do need a blanket underneath your head or your cheek, you're more than welcome to position a blanket there. And breathing here for a moment. Good. And then extend your top arm up towards the sky and then over your head. Turn the palm downward, reach and stretch. Take a deep inhale, really elongate from the hip all the way up through the waist, sides of the ribs, and the sides of the chest. Reaching it back. Inhale into your belly, the ribs, the sides of your chest. And as you exhale, begin to move that top arm out to the side and open your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep your knees on top of each other, squeezing the thighs together. So that top shoulder is not going to touch the floor. We're protecting the spine by hugging the thighs together, keeping hips stacked on top of each other. And find your breath. Maybe close the eyes. Watch where the breath just automatically moves. Maybe it's moving into the top edges of your hips, outer edges of the ribs, shoulders. Just taking one more round of breath here. Good. And with an exhale, just nice and slow, come back to your fetal position. Pausing there. In this transition, you're going to move all the way onto your back, but nice and slowly engaging abdominal strength just to help bring the knees back in towards your chest and roll onto your back. Okay. Engaging the abdominals helps to protect the lower back and even the hip joints, right? So whenever you're ready, with an inhale, give yourself another big hug, draw the knees in. And with an exhale, hug the inner thighs together and lower the knees all the way down to the opposite side. And so I'm on my right side, stacking the knees directly on top of each other in your fetal position. Flex the feet. And when you're ready, inhale. Stretch the top arm up towards the sky and then back behind your head. So finding length, maximizing that length all the way from the hip joint up through the sides of the waist, the ribs, and the sides of your chest. Breathe here. Good. So even before we begin to move into the twist, we're finding that length, creating space through the side body. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, shift the arm out to the side and turn the chest open towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing the thighs together so that the hips and knees stay stacked on top of each other. So you may feel a deep stretch across that top shoulder, the shoulder head, and the pectoralis muscle there, that side of your chest. You might even notice energetic movement into that arm or hand, sensation of tingling or heaviness. Stay with your breath wherever you are and direct the breath if you want to. Consciously send it into those areas of sensation. Couple more rounds. You're in the right place as long as you're with your breath. Good. And then as you exhale, nice and slow, come back to your fetal position and pause, resting your arms, resting your head and the whole body. Just take a moment. Now, keeping your head heavy so that you don't use the sides of your neck to lift your body. Use your arm strength and your abdominals to lift up, head heavy. And we're going to come into a seated position, but really go slow. As you know, I love to move slow in my classes. Not only do you receive more feedback when you transition slowly, you notice everything that's going on as you move, but you also cultivate more awareness and attention to your posture and to how you form and align your joints, even just coming into a seat, just paying attention to how you move. And that's really important for any kind of healing practice, focusing on the stability of the body and the bones before the flexibility. Okay. And so now, if you have a block, have your block available to you, come to your breath. If you haven't already, right away, begin your 3-part breathing. Breathing fully into the lower belly, the ribs, and the upper chest and shoulders. And eventually, this deep, dynamic breath will be the driving force that lifts your head. And that's kind of challenging. It's not so easy to really let the breath move the body, but it truly can. And it can give your muscles a break. Okay. So it's optional to go ahead and sit on your block, or you can sit on a blanket. Moving into postures with our strap as well. If you don't have a strap, no big deal. You can do it without it. But if you do, strap is a prop. Same with blocks. Like for me, I have shorter arms, so I love using straps and blocks. Working on the shoulder joints and the upper back. So the shoulder joint, I'm talking as you, if you have a strap folded in half. The shoulder joint is the most mobile joint in our bodies, and actually hypermobile. It's unlike the hip joint. It's not meant to be a weight-bearing area of the body, really. So working to kind of strengthen the key muscles that stabilize that joint will ultimately strengthen the body and prevent dislocation. It will prevent strain or injuries. So part of strengthening the key muscles across your upper back and shoulder includes hydration. So the ball work hydrates the tissue, but also gentle stretching will absolutely also help continue to hydrate that tissue. So with the strap now, hold the strap wider than your shoulders, so slightly wider than your shoulder width, and lift your arms to the same level as your shoulders. Reestablish your inner lift. No matter how you're sitting, grow tall through your spine and reach up through the crown of your head. And with your next inhale, sweep the arms up above the head. If you don't have a strap, you can just keep the arms shoulder width apart and turn the palms inward. Keep breathing here. The strap is also a nice tool for a little bit of resistance, so it adds that tautness. Softly bend the elbows and keep breathing. And with an inhale, once again, lengthen up through the spine, but now visualize the sides of your chest lengthening and lifting. And with an exhale, begin to bring your arms behind your head and then begin to bend the elbows once again, dropping the outer shoulder blades down. And then inhale, lift up, lengthen through the sides of your chest, bring your arms forward, back to shoulder height. Good. Exhale, just hold it here. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. With an exhale, bend at the elbows and bring the arms behind the head, dropping the shoulder blades down. So releasing and relaxing upper back. Inhale. Again, moving the shoulders and the arms up and then forward, down to the height of your shoulders. Exhale, hold. Last time, and this time, inhale the arms up above head. And this time, as you exhale, if you have a strap, you're going to pull down through the left arm to side bend to the left. And you're not going to go very far. If you don't have a strap, you can lower that left arm to the floor to help support the bend. Breathe here. And bring some attention to that top arm. Soft bend in the elbow to release the outer edges of the shoulder and shoulder blade down your back. If it's available to you, begin to rotate the chest open towards the ceiling. The gentle rotation. Good. And then bring it back. Take an inhale to sweep the arms straight up above head. The opposite side, exhale to lower. If you have a strap, gently pull down through the right hand, lengthening through the left side body, side bend. And then again, breathe. Don't compromise the breath. If the breath becomes shorter or unbalanced, you can back off. Right? Bringing attention to that top arm, softly bend the elbow and release the shoulder blade down. If it's available to you, begin to rotate the chest open. Notice abdominals have to work as well. Keep breathing. Good. With your next deep inhale, straighten the arms back up. Then exhale, lower them forward and down. Shake out your arms. Let them rest. Turn the palms up and just notice sensation in the arms, shoulders, neck even. Inhale deeply in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Okay, good. Now grabbing a hold of your strap. And do the right arm first. So use the right hand. If you don't have strap again, you can do this without one. And I'm just folding the strap in half again. And hold it in my right hand. And with an inhale, lifting right arm up towards the sky. Reach up, stretch up. And with an exhale, bend at the elbow. And place the palm of the hand right in between the shoulder blades and the upper back. Good. And now, inhale, lift your left arm up, and then grab a hold of that opposite elbow. Exhale, draw both arms behind your head, shoulder blades down. Keep breathing wherever you are, breathing into the belly, the ribs, upper chest, and the tops of your shoulders. Breathing it out in reverse. Good. And the next variation, whenever you're ready, extend that left arm out to the left with the palm forward and reach out. Reach from the heart center all the way out through the arm and fingers. And then turn the palm backwards. Now internally rotating through the arm and shoulder. Bend at the elbow. And then slide the back side of that hand up in between your shoulder blades, trying to touch your right fingertips. If you have a strap, grab a hold of the strap. And I'm going to turn around just so that you can reference the positioning of my hands with a strap. Without a strap, you just press both hands into the upper back and breathe. And wherever you are, soften the neck and jaw. Maybe even close the eyes. Continue to lift up through the sides of your chest, broadening the space across your collarbones, across the heart, and actively drawing the outer shoulder blades together and down your back. Good, you got it. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale now, release the left arm. Good. And with an inhale, straighten the right arm up, reach up. And exhale, release. Good. Pause for a moment. And now we'll move on to the opposite side. Whenever you're ready, strap in the left hand if you're using a strap. Wherever you are, inhale, straighten the arm up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bend at the elbow. And press the palm of the left hand right in between your shoulder blades. Good. Extending the elbow up towards the sky the best you can. Good. When you're ready, inhale the right arm up. As you exhale, Reach and grab for that left elbow and begin to draw both arms back behind your head, behind your ears. Breathe. Every inhalation creating a little bit more space up through the thoracic spine. And with every exhalation, softening those shoulder blades down your back. Good. And then if you're moving on from here, with an inhale, extend your right arm out with the palm forward. And then with an exhale, turn the palm backwards, internally rotating the arm and shoulder. And reach around, placing the backside of that hand into your upper back, trying to clasp opposite fingers or clasp your hands together, or that's why a strap is so great, grabbing a hold of the strap. Keep breathing wherever you are. The side might be different, so notice any differences. Welcoming those differences in sensation too, with the sense of gratitude for being able to feel that there might be some more work to do on one side of the body, or more tension being held on one side. You might not be able to reach up as far on this side as the other. So just notice. With an inhale into the belly, rib cage, sides of the chest, tops of the shoulders. Exhale it out in reverse. One more breath here. God, and as you exhale, release the bottom hand, that right arm. And then inhale up. And exhale, release and lower it down. Nice. Shake out your arms. Good. And just rest for a moment. The palms up. Bring the shoulders back over the hips. And breathe. Nice, you guys. Now take your time to lower all the way down to your back. And then place a block, and this is optional for a restorative bridge pose. Place a block on the shortest side underneath the sacrum, that flat surface area, right above your tailbone, but below the main lumbar spine. Good. Turn the palms up once again. So again, being aware of this external rotation that we're creating by turning the palms up helps to keep the heart open. And it's a counter posture, a counter movement for any, hunching over or closing in over the heart that you might be conscious or subconscious that you're doing. But now we're cultivating that awareness, right, about your postural habits. So bridge pose is not only nice for your lower back to release any tension across the sacrum, but it's also a heart opener that relaxes the upper back and shoulders and creates, a release for tension that might be formulating across your chest or neck due to some common postural habits. And take this a little bit further. Begin to tuck your shoulder blades in, scooting the arms in just a little bit. You'll feel the tops of your ribs kind of lift up towards the ceiling, and your lower back might lift away from your block. And if that happens, as you exhale, engage your abdominals to press the lower back down into the block. Okay. Just a couple more breaths here. Visualize your shoulder blades coming together and moving down your back, So we're actively engaging some upper back muscles, drawing those shoulder blades in and down your back. Good. Breathing in to the belly, the ribs, both sides of the upper chest and shoulders. Breathing it out in reverse. Good. Now, release the shoulder blades and just scoot your arms back out to the side, even opening them wide if that feels good. If you like to straighten your legs out, straighten the legs out. Setting yourself up for these last few moments of rest. Just finding a resting pose that feels good. You can absolutely remove the block out from under you. And just allowing yourself to breathe normally now. Take rest in any final observation. Get heavy. Close the eyes. And just give yourself permission to be here in this very moment of processing, really. Allowing the body and mind to register and release all of the energies, all of the polaric energies, the ups and downs that you might have received from today, from this past week. Maybe noticing any other parts of the body still holding on to some tension. Consciously take an inhale and use an open mouth exhale to let it go. And just take rest. You are more than welcome to just stay here, giving yourself permission to be still and rest for as long as that feels right, it feels good. Just stay for a few more minutes. And if you're ready to move on into your night, let your breath inspire a little movement, then moving the hands and feet. Just going slow, consciously aware of movement as